What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna talk about some units. As you guys know or might not know, we're gonna have a balance patch very soon. Okay, in approximately a week we're gonna have some notes, and I kind of just want to talk about some units that I think urgently need a fix. We're going to be talking more about nerfs. We might make a different video when it comes to buffs and stuff like that, but I think there's a couple units that just need to be nerfed in the next one really fast, or the meta's going to be in the worst state. Okay, first one, we're going to start with fire. Okay, there's two units here that I want to touch on. Maybe there's more, but I think I'm gonna touch on two. First one, Juno. Now, you guys know Juno a couple patches ago got buffed. So, Comptos thought that nerfing skill 1 means that they have to give her something in return, which was complete bullshit. Okay? She didn't need any addition to the passive. Comptos decided to go all in. Crazy, okay? They added speed buff for 2 turns without a cooldown. Okay, now this needs to go in some way. Okay, there's 3 ways this can go. Remove it completely, what they should have done at the start when they changed this to 10%. Second way to do this is to add a cooldown on the attack speed. Okay, 2-3 turns cooldown for the attack speed potential. And the third option, drop this to 1 turn speed buff. Now I think the 1 turn speed buff would still make her almost the same, so I kind of like the other 2 options a little bit more. But yeah, I think Juno has just been wrecking the meta a lot. It's a little bit too strong at the moment. And yeah, I would like to see her get a little bit nerfed, you know. Next unit, Masha. Now, Masha somehow is managing to dodge balance patches, okay? Since the buff that she got to gain will every time she attacks, she keeps dodging them, okay? Now, you don't need to have eyes to see that she's pretty broken, right? That she's overtuned, that she has too many things going on in this passive here, okay? I talked about this before, and the best way they would be able to nerf this unit is to remove one of the things in the passive, right? They can keep the immunity because that's the newest buff that she got, you know. It's a cool buff, right? So it can be kept, but one of these 2 parts has to go. As you guys know, she, from the passive, gains a lot of speed, right? She gains a lot of speed, 75% speed, which rounds up to about 90 something when you calculate it through her insane base speed. It's a lot of speed, and she has that forever. Okay, as soon as she gets pushed back 5 times, that's gonna happen pretty fast. You're using a chunk pong, you're using it more, it instantly happens. Okay, turn 1, boom, it's there. She's stacked up, she gains a bonus 90 something speed. It is ridiculous. Okay, the amount of turns you're gonna be taking compared to your opponent, it's ridiculous. Okay, especially because you have your own absorption, plus when you add procs, plus when you add the protection that she gets from the immunity, it makes it really, really insane to fight. Now, they could also remove this part with the pushback, because you already have a tough time pushing back Masha, because the main pushback units are Chongpong and Oliver, and they're both wins, so you kind of have to not glance on her to push her back. So even if you not glance on her, the 50% is gonna matter so much that you will never basically be able to push her back. You know, it's tough to deal with her in any way. It's tough to stop her from moving, you know. So I just think one of these two parts of the passive should go and the unit will be more balanced. Is she still gonna be pretty insane? Yeah, I think she will, even if they remove it. But I think they just have to act really fast. It's been a menace in RTA. It's just too easy, you know, it's giving people too easy fights sometimes. Because the amount of damage Beast Riders do, all of you know, Beast Riders are one of the hard-hitting, if not the most hard-hitting units in the game, pretty much. Not even Leo can stop them a lot of times, you know, to deal insane damage. So I really think Masha needs to get some kind of a hit. Now, when it comes to fire, there are some other units that I could talk about, like Verd, but I don't think I'm going to talk about Verd because Verd will never gonna get changed, even though he needs to get some kind of a change. So it's probably pointless even talking about it. Douglas as well, I really don't know what they could do to Douglas to make him... To be honest, I would just never have made the Douglas change that they did. But yeah, he's pretty annoying. Other than that, I think it's a pretty balanced element. You know, there's not too many changes that need to be done. Water. Now here we got, I think, 2 units as well, maybe 3. First one, Josephine. Now Josephine has been getting buffs every single balance patch. Okay, I don't know who at Comtos HQ is in love with this unit. I love this unit, okay? I use her a little bit differently when I do use her in a turn 1 comp, but the way people are using this unit, combined with Juno, combined with Molly, it is ridiculous, okay? It is ridiculous how brainless comps are becoming with Josephine, Juno, Molly, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do anything to play. You know, the game is becoming really brain dead, where you can just slap 5 passives and you don't have to play. You know, the units will do their job for you. Another amazing part about some of these units is that the rune requirement for them is so much easier to get. You know, it's so much easier to rune them than a turn 1 comp. You know, you're not just chasing speed at this point. You're chasing a lot of other stats, which, you know, you're always going to be able to rune it up more easily. So I think Josephine, when it comes to Josephine, the main problem is the passive, and I think the passive needs to get another cooldown. Right now, she gets 1 proc, the passive is back. It is ridiculous, okay? It is ridiculous. On top of that, she revenges you when she procs it. The stun chance got increased as well in the last couple patches. Now she also cannot miss a crit. The buffs that she got is just ridiculous, okay? She was good a long time ago, okay? She was balanced a long time ago. Now she's just getting more and more unbalanced. They're pushing this unit to limits that she shouldn't be in, you know, and I think she just needs to get at least 1 cooldown for now. That's like the first thing. She probably needs more nerfs, but at least start off with something, okay? What I want is just for Comtos to acknowledge that they're making a huge mistake, you know, buffing this unit again. And you know what? Now that I'm saying that she needs a nerf, maybe they buff her again. Okay, like, she got so many buffs that I will not be surprised if they just say, fuck it, let's buff her again. What do we buff? Let's buff Josephine. Who knows? They might do it again. They might do it again. Next one. Somehow also avoided getting nerfed Shizuka. Now Shizuka is probably the unit that does the most in Summoner's War, aside from Leo. I think she has the most in her kit. Okay, CCing you, putting immunity, putting all debuffs in the game, putting all buffs in the game, reviving, resetting cooldown, pushing back, stripping. She has everything a unit can have in Summoner's War. Okay, one unit. Also, she has a global HP lead with very good base stats. This unit needs to be hit in some way. My main suggestion was to revert the buff where she got 2 beneficial effects for 2 turns. Because like with 1 turn, I think it was fine to some extent. It was still pretty broken. But 2 turns is just ridiculous. A lot of people are saying that this shouldn't decrease cooldown. That's also a viable nerf, viable option. To be honest, they could do both and it would still be a great unit. It's too much, okay? It's too much in one unit. They have to like just press the brake, okay? Press the brake pedal and just start doing some nerfs that are needed, you know? Because at this point, it's just super broken still. I don't know. Somehow her and Masha avoided the nerf where Oliver did get nerfed. You know, but we're going to talk about Oliver a little bit more later. Another unit here that could get a slight nerf, Abelio. Passive, add a cooldown. At least add Josephine type of cooldown, where he procs once and then he has it already. Without cooldown, it is very stupid. It also complements the brain dead drafts a lot, where you don't have to do anything to win. And it's fairly easy to rune them up. Yeah, I just think Abelio, Menace. Okay, it just... Again, it's so many passive units that are just overtuned. Every single one that we talked about, except the Shizuka. Just passive units that do crazy shit. Even her, I mean, she moves once and wins you the game a lot of times. I think that's it for water though. There's not too many units that you need to tune down, you know? There's not too many units. There's some that you just need to tone down a little bit to make them more balanced. This guy now as well, it's new. So I thought maybe I don't talk about it, but maybe I should talk about it because it is pretty broken as well. Mostly because of the base speed, okay? If this unit had a 103 base speed, something normal, it would be normal, balanced, very nice. Now, the problem with Zibala is he boosts a unit and increases the allies and decreases the cooldown, right? He boosts the attack bar, decreases the cooldown. So if you reset a unit, let's say I use the wind, the gingerbread man a lot, and sometimes I want to reset something else, and Zibala moves in front of it, so he can just push that up. The reset is gone, and he goes, you know. With Chongpong as well, if you manage to reset for 1 turn or something, he can always, you know, boost it up. Insane. With 115 base speed, you put him on Swift. Let's say you have a Wind Robo in the team, Dark Robo, a Stripper, any kind of Stripper. You don't need them to move. You just need Zibala to move, to boost them, you know. That's why it's so powerful. 115 base speed makes it super easy for you to move, super easy to rune. Also, third skill, if you see your opponent has no will runes, it can be very strong. If you see you're outspeeding your opponent with the other units in your team, with your strippers, but you're not outspeeding the fast units, and the fast units are off will, you can just use this to reset them and stun them, by the way. It's a stun plus reset. It's a very, very powerful skill. On top of that, accuracy elite is pretty cool. Also boosting attack bar with skill 1, no condition. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. What I think about this guy that he needs to get as a nerf, if he ever gets a nerf, is the speed lead. But you guys know that kind of stuff, Comptos doesn't really... You're gonna see it rarely where Comptos nerfs a unit by taking away their speed. That we're probably not gonna see. I don't think his skills are OP if he doesn't have this base speed. Okay? It's the base speed, that's the biggest problem. I don't think he's gonna get nerfed for a long time. He might never get the nerf. We'll see. We'll see. They could change the awakening, but we'll see. Wind units, okay? Wind units. Now, wind units we probably have the least to talk about because a lot of them that actually need a nerf are old news, like Leo. I will always say Leo needs a nerf because of how much he does. If you want to, you know, see more about my thoughts about Leo, I have a lot of videos. you can try to find some balance patch videos, okay? It is the unit that does the most in the game. Okay, so I will always think Leo needs a nerf. Chongpong, the next unit, it's old news at this point. He does too much. It is very tough to play a CC comp without this unit. Okay, it's like one of the must-have units, pretty much. It does too much in the kit. You guys thought I was just gonna touch passive units? No, okay? I think about everything. There's no biased opinions here, okay? I'm just giving you my raw thoughts, what needs to be nerfed. If a unit is too OP, it doesn't matter what kind of playstyle it is. It doesn't matter, okay? If it needs a nerf, it needs a nerf, you know? And I think Chongpong doesn't need a nerf. Best way to nerf him, drop this to 50, probably. That would make it much more balanced, I think. 75 is too much. I think before it was 40 and then they buffed it to 75. I don't remember it quite well. I think it was 40. But 75 is too much. I think they could drop it to 50. He would still be pretty strong. Yeah. Now, Oliver. You still have people saying that Oliver needs a nerf. And I agree, okay? I still agree that Oliver is not the way he should be. Now, I don't think he's super strong. But he's not the way he should be, okay? They are messing it up. Every single time, you know, they just mess it up. And they will probably keep messing it up. What I said the first time Oliver got buffed, I said the speed lead needs to go or be dropped to 24 to make him a balanced unit. Instead, what they did was, as we predicted, they started nerfing the skills, which was wrong, right? So now they nerfed the skills to a point where they're not that great. They're good, but they're not that great. But 33 lead still does too much. You know, even with this kind of skills, it does too much. You know? So I still think the leader skill needs to be changed, at least to a 20. I think a 24 would be the perfect spot for Oliver. And I think maybe they could revert some of the nerfs the skill got if they take away the 33. It would make him fairly balanced. You know, the speed lead is the main issue because, like, Oliver as a unit, you don't want to bring him in turn 2 fights anyways. And in turn 1 fights, he dominates too much because of the speed lead. That's the only reason why it dominates, you know? So I just think yeah, bring it to 24. Same old, okay, same old thing that I said before in one of the previous videos. Bring it to 24, maybe revert some of the nerfs the skills got. If they don't, he's still gonna be fine, I guess, with a 24. If the skills stay the same, still gonna be fine. You know, but they just gotta do something about the lead. The lead is the main problem. It's always been the main problem. If anyone's listening from ComToUs, that's it, man. There's not much more to say about it, you know. We've been saying this for a long time. Other than that, there's some other units maybe we could touch on, but nothing is more urgent. This is more of a urgent change needed type of video, okay? There's not too many units that need an urgent change. When you look at it, there's not too many. But those that are very important, they need it really fast. Because if they don't get nerfed, you're always going to see those same units getting picked. Always. Those same units. Every match, same units. Because they cannot be beaten by other stuff. They can't compete. You know, other stuff can't really compete. Unless it's LD stuff, which I'm not even going to talk about LDs at this point. You know, this is just for normal elements. But yeah. That's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Any other units that I maybe missed that really need a nerf urgently, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, sub to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.